Hey guys, Joe Miles here. We just concluded our 2020 bow test. This year we tested the Hoyt RX4 Alpha 29.5-inch axle to axle versus the VXR 28-inch axle to axle. Went head to head with them. I bought a set of each of these bows from a pro shop in Kansas, a pro shop in Ohio, and a pro shop here in South Carolina. And we wanted to get a random sample and get 3 of each so that we could test them, and it would be different than just getting all from the same pro shop. So it would be random. And you know, overall, the bows are very, very similar. One point I do want to drive home here is that I am brand neutral. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I don't get free product. I don't get free bows. I buy everything that we test so it can be 100% transparent and give you guys the results of exactly what we find. Nothing skewed by sponsorships or anything like that. I think that's really important to get an honest review on products. Anytime there's sponsorships in there, sometimes it can get skewed. So a lot of y'all aren't going to want to watch the entire 30-minute video of all the testing, so I thought I'd just give you the results. Again, the bows are very, very similar in how they performed. The speed was really close. The draw weights, the draw lengths out of the box were really close. The cam timing, 2 of the 3 Hoyts and 2 of the 3 Mathews came in perfect time. We only had to redo the timing on 1 of each. I guess the biggest discrepancy of the bows is Hoyt advertises their RX4 29.5-inch axle to axle bow at 3.9 pounds, and they actually came in, the average weight of the 3 that I bought came in at 4.7 pounds, so almost a pound heavier than what they advertise. The Mathews, their technical advertised data is 4.44 pounds, and their bow average came in at 4.82, so a little bit heavier, but not near as much as the Hoyt. The bow that I decided to go with this year was the Mathews for 2 simple reasons. It's a shorter axle to axle bow. I like a compact bow because I hunt out of tree stands and I like a more compact bow. And the fact that it was quieter. When we did the quiet test with the decibel reader, it came in a full decibel quieter than the Hoyt. So that's what I went with. You guys that want to watch all the testing, have at it. You know, again, it's about a 30-minute video, but those are the results. I went with the Mathews this year, so really appreciate you guys following along. Any questions, comments, let us know. Anything you think we can do better to improve the test next year, let us know that too. We want to get better and better at this, but thought this was a good head-to-head, honest review on the 2 bows. Thanks for following along. Hey guys, Joe Miles here. Today is our bow test. We're going to test Mathews versus Hoyt. We're here in our home archery shop in Columbia, South Carolina at Jeffrey's Archery. The first thing we're going to do is unpack these bows and actually get a physical weight for them and see how they compare to what the specs say. What we did is we bought a Mathews and a Hoyt from 3 different archery shops, one in Ohio, one in Kansas, and one here in Columbia, South Carolina, so we could get kind of a feel for around the country. So that's the plan. We're going to start off with the physical weight test. We're going to mark each bow, and then we're going to weigh them and see how they rate with the specs that are normally provided by the company. So that's the first step. Okay, for our Mathews, we're going to unpack them first. They're the VXR 28s, 70 pounds, 29-inch draws. And again, we got one from Columbia, South Carolina, one from a pro shop in Ohio, and one from a pro shop in Kansas. So we got a good variance to test them all out. We're going to unpack them right now. All right, we got them all unpacked. So the first test we're going to do is we're actually going to get a physical weight. I got my spec sheet right here. The Mathews VXR 28 should weigh in at 4.44 pounds. So let's check that out. All right, first one we're going to weigh is the one from Kansas. 4 pounds, 8.2 ounces. Let's do it again just to make sure. Four pounds, 8.2 ounces. All right, we'll write that down for Kansas. Ounces. All right. Next is Ohio. Yep, Ohio. Four pounds, 8 ounces. Let's check it again. Four pounds, 8 ounces. The last one is Columbia, South Carolina. Four pounds, 8.4 ounces. Four pounds, 8.4 ounces. All right, now we're going to move to the peak draw weight, the draw length, and the cam timing. And we've got a machine that we can do it all with one pull. So we'll start out with the Kansas bow. And I think that's this one. Yep. All right. Let that thing zero. All right. $70.2 pounds. Draw length on this scale is 29.5. And the timing looks dead on to me. Kevin, what do you think? Should I back it off one?
Yeah, back it off one click. You see that one? All right, bring it down one click.
No, it is out of time. It is a little bit out of time. This back cam, bottom cam is a little bit higher. So we do have to make a little adjustment there. Okay. So we can say it was out of time. All right, 70.2, 29.5, and out of time. All right, next is Ohio. Ohio. $71 even. 29.5 on the knot.
I mean, I think it's in perfect time.
Yep.
They're both touching at the exact same time. All right. You got it? So Ohio is in time. All right, South Carolina. $71.2. It's a little over 29. It's just a little over 29 and a half. I'm gonna write that down. All right, let's check that timing again. Boom.
Do it one more time. Yes,
Ready? Yep. Perfect timing. Right out the box. All right, so our next test is going to be the speed test, shoot through the chronograph. We got 3 brand new Trophy Ridge whisker biscuits to keep it very simple and keep everything the same. We're going to put these 3 on the Mathewses, and then when we go through the Hoyt test, we're going to put the exact same 3 on the Hoyts, so there is no discrepancy. Brand new rest right out the box. All right, so what we've done, we've put these whisker biscuits on here, put the center shot on them. We made sure the one bow was completely in time, so everything matches. We went back and adjusted the weight. We're within 2 ounces of each bow. They're right at 70.8 pounds. So everything is identical. Now we're going to do the chrono test. Now obviously this bow does not have a peep sight or a kisser button if you run those, so that would be more weight that you're adding to it. This arrow is my hunting arrow from last year. It weighs 396.2 grains. So we're going to shoot the same arrow through each bow so it stays consistent. Everything will be very consistent. The weight, the rest, and the arrow will all be the same. We'll get a reading on all 3 bows. So this is the Mathews from South Carolina. We're going to shoot it 3 times through the chronograph. .303. Also, something to remember is that we are shooting through the whisker biscuit, so it will slow it down a few feet per second. But they're all going to have whisker biscuits, so it's all going to be the same. .304. So we got 304, 303. One more time. .305. All right, next up's the one from Kansas. Again, everything is exactly the same. Standing on this white piece of paper, so we're not getting further or closer away from the chronograph. .305.
She bumped up to 306 on that.
.306. I was probably reading it wrong. Pretty amazing how consistent these bows are. .306. Wow. All right, now we got Ohio. .306. .306. .305. All right, so now last test with the Mathews is the sound test. The VXR, man, it's been pretty impressive. Good speed, timing of the cams was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I'm liking it. I'm looking forward to testing the Hoyt against it and see how the Hoyt performs, but this is the last test. We've got a decibel reader right here. Kevin's going to hold up to the bow. We're going to shoot each bow twice and get a sound reading. So here we go. .90.8. All right. Okay. Try to put it right back in the same spot where you had it. .89.4. 90.8 and 89.4. All right, just finished Ohio. Now South Carolina. You got it, Kev? .88.5. Tom, I was going to buy you lunch. We'll have to bleep that one out. All right, here we go. Round number 2 with South Carolina. .88.8. All right, Kansas, 2 shots. Ready? 91, even.
$89.
89.2. All right. That's the end of the Mathews testing. So now we're going to get on to the Hoyts. We got a system now, so it should go a little quicker. But got all the data. Got the 6 points on the note cards. Got the physical weight, the draw weight, draw length, cam timing, the speed through the chronograph, and the noise decibel level for 3 bows from 3 different states, all set up exactly the same. So it's going to be a head-to-head comparison. All right, let's get the Hoyts. All right, now for the Hoyts, we finished the Mathews. Now we're going to get into the Hoyt. These are the Carbon Alpha RX4s. They are the 29.5-inch bows. And again, we bought one from South Carolina, one from a pro shop in Kansas, and one from a pro shop in Ohio. So we're going to unbox them and go through the exact same test.
All right.
4.68, Ohio. Four 4.7. That's Kansas. $4.72. All right, next will be the timing, draw weight, and the draw length. All right, we're going to check timing, draw length, and peak weight, all in one pull. Cut the bad boy on first. All right. Timing is good. Yep. Timing is good. 70.2. Let's look at the draw length. 29 on the dot. All right, South Carolina. All right, bottomed out. Kansas. Timing is good. 69.6. 29 and a quarter. All right, Ohio. All right, this one is out of time. It's about a 1/4 inch out of time. 70.6 on the weight. All right, exact same whisker biscuits that we shot off the Mathewses are now on the Hoyts, center shot, ready to go. Exact same arrow that we shot through the Mathewses. We're going to shoot it through the Hoyt. We're going to do the chronograph test, and then we're going to do the noise test. So the first bow up is the one from Ohio, and we'll see what it does. One other point, same exact spot with the white paper, so we're the same length away from the chronograph. .297.
And we set them all at the same weight.
Yep, Kevin just brought up a good point. They're all set exactly the same weights within 0.2 ounces of what the Mathews weights were. The Mathews was 70.8, and we've got these all set at 70.4. So in essence, with the less poundage, it should shoot a little bit slower. .297. Last one. .297. Very consistent. All right, next is South Carolina. .295. .295. .297. Kansas. .294. 294. $293. All right, now we're going to do the noise test with the decibel reader. We'll shoot 2 arrows just like we did with the Mathews. So here we go. In the same spot.
Yep.
90.7. Right. $89.6, 90.7, and 89.6. All right. $89.7. $89.7, 89.2. All right, the last one is the Ohio sound test with the decibel reader. Okay, have you ready? $91.9. $91.9. All right, guys, conclusion of the bow test, and overall they were pretty close. Surprisingly, they were real close in most of the categories. I'll go through the specs to start with that the companies advertise. The Hoyt RX4 Alpha, they advertise axle to axle 29.5 inches, 6 1/8 inch brace height, 3.42 feet per second, 342 feet per second is their speed. They say their bows weigh 3.9 pounds. It's a carbon bow, and the retail price $1,699 MSRP. Mathews VXR, 28 inch axle to axle, so a 1/2 inch shorter, 6 inch brace height, so they have a shorter brace height by 1/8 of an inch. They claim their bows shoot 344 feet per second, and their bows weigh in at 4.44 pounds. Retail price MSRP of $1,099. To the results, the Hoyt weighed in at 4.7 pounds, which is almost a pound heavier than what they claim. That was really the biggest discrepancy. The Mathews weighs in at 4.82, so it's a little bit heavier than the Hoyt. The draw weights averaged on these 3 bows when they were maxed out. The Hoyt was 70.2, the Mathews was 70.8. The draw lengths, the Hoyt was 29.11 inches and the Mathews was 29.5 inches. The cam timing, both sets of bows came out of the box. 2 out of the 3 for both of them were in time. Speed, the Hoyt shot 296 feet per second average. Mathews shot 306 feet per second average. Noise levels, the Hoyt was at 90.5 decibels and the Mathews was 89.6. So the Mathews won that. It was quieter by a full decibel. Something to note about the speed, the Mathews did have a little bit longer draw length. They also have a 1/8 of an inch shorter brace height, and also the weight, it was just a little bit heavier. So the Mathews had a little bit heavier draw weight, a little bit longer draw, and a little bit shorter brace height, all which can contribute to speed. So I gave the speed because they were about 10 feet a second apart to be about even. Cam timing, even. And then the weight, the Hoyt was a little bit lighter, but almost a full pound heavier than what they advertised. So because the Mathews is a little bit more of a compact bow and was a little bit quieter, that's the one I'm going to go with this year. So we're excited about the Mathews VXR. So we're going to carry to the tree with us this year. Noise plays a big part when you're shooting animals, and you know, it's got plenty of speed to do what we want it to do. Not going to get into the feel of the bows because that's kind of a personal preference, but the statistics is what we really wanted to see, and definitely this is a quieter bow. So hope y'all enjoyed it, appreciate it. We're going with the Mathews this year. On to the arrow test.